Have you ever found yourself hiding from a negative emotion? Distracting, reacting to it, resisting it, getting leaky in the way that when you react to something, it's way out of proportion to what you know it deserved, but all this feeling is coming up? Or you find the same anxious feeling recycling through and through? Or just like a low level anxiety in the background that you can't quite get away from, but you try really hard? I'm Jen Anderson. I'm an empowerment life coach for Strong Because Coaching. And one of the things that I do is I teach people how to legitimately process and validate emotion, allow it to be there so that they don't feel like they have to hide from it, spend all of that energy running from it, distracting from it, resisting it, and losing the benefit of hearing what thoughts are actually causing those uncomfortable emotions. So I like to bring you guys out here on some of the outdoor adventures that I do. I love being outside. It helps my life feel wonderful and amazing. I love doing it, and I get to share it with you. So today we're out on the lake, and it's so hot. As soon as we're done, I'm going to be jumping in. But I've been thinking a lot about processing emotion because I'm seeing it come up so often. And even today, someone told me that the anxiety medication prescription has actually gone up 2 to 3 times since these times of uncertainty are going on. And so right now, it's more important than ever to learn how to process uncomfortable emotion. So how do we even do that? So let's look at how we normally do it and compare it to parenting styles, because I want you to look at the type of parent you actually are to yourself. So let's talk about resisting emotion. If we were resisting emotion and we're the parent at the Walmart or at the park or at the lake who's like, oh no, you're not going to feel that. You are not allowed to feel that. We don't do that. I'll give you something to cry about because that doesn't qualify in my book for the reaction that you're giving, the emotion that you're saying. We're not sad about that. Suck it up, buttercup. And that's kind of the style of parenting that sometimes we do when we don't allow negative emotions to be there. Oh no, we don't do sad. We don't do shame. We don't do guilt. We don't do regret. As soon as we catch that, we may be like, no way. Okay? What kind of a parent are we being to ourselves when we're doing that with our own emotions? Okay, let's look at the indulgent parenting style. Oh, I'm starting to feel sad. I better feed that. And here, let's just feel better. Let's just try to think about something else and distract from it. And here's a lollipop, you know, like what we used to do with our kids when they were distressed during a haircut or something. Here's a lollipop. Let's just not be sad. Let's try to get out of that. All right. Or there's reacting. Oh, I'll give you something to cry about. No, you don't. I'm going to yell louder. I'm going to cry louder. That's just not okay. And all of it is a way of just resisting against the reality of just feeling something, making it mean something has gone wrong, something about us. And behind those emotions, there's always a very important message about what thought programs are running through our mind. If we're so busy running from those emotions, we don't have the benefit of challenging those thoughts and even looking at them because we're busy trying to look towards happiness and feeling better. Now, there's a good reason we try to run from those uncomfortable emotions. Sometimes there's a feeling like if we get too close to the edge of that cliff of sadness, or that cliff of self-pity, or that cliff of resentment, that we'll fall off. We'll get stuck at the bottom. It'll suck us up in a vortex and pull us under, suffocate us, drown us, those kinds of things. And the brain, its job is to keep us safe. And it sees some uncomfortable emotions as being very unsafe. Disappointment, rejection, humiliation, embarrassment, sadness, grief. The brain's like, oh, those are dangerous, honey. Let's eat some ice cream instead. Or, honey, you don't go near that cliff. Don't you dare. Or, don't go near the cliff. This is resisting, distracting, and reacting to emotion rather than allowing it to be there and processing it. So what kind of a parent are you to yourself, your emotional self? And what difference do you think it would make in your life if you were to be the parent like the one I experienced when I was younger. I want to tell you about it. There's a story. There was a time that I was visiting someone's house and I was playing with their child, and their child said something that I thought was really mean, and I was trying to keep it together, and I went and tried to say, they hurt my feelings, and I just couldn't spit it out. I was fighting against feeling sad until that mom grabbed me and pulled me in. I remember she was so soft. She pulled me in and she said, "You go ahead and cry." And instead of trying to explain it away, troubleshoot with me, it was just, you know what, it's okay. Let's just go ahead and be sad for a minute. I cried, got it out, went back and played 30 seconds later. It took so much more energy to fight against it than it did just to allow it to be there for a minute. And that parent allowed it to be there. And that's what it can be like when we allow ourselves to just experience the negative emotion and give ourselves the confidence that we can handle it. Feelings don't make us act in certain ways. We get to choose. Feelings don't make us think certain things. We get to choose those. And sometimes if we choose to just say, all right, today's going to be a sad day, and that's okay. Come on over. You can be at the party. You don't have to feed them hors d'oeuvres. You don't have to feed the self-pity. You don't have to feed the resentment. But once we stop resisting it, it stops persisting. And then we can go ahead and do some thought downloads, see what thoughts are driving this, and then work ourselves to a better place, but not because we refuse to feel, but because we believe that we can feel anything and be okay. That's the skill. Okay, so do you feel like you've got it? If you need any help processing an emotion, if you feel like you're stuck, you're just recycling emotions, if you feel like you're hiding from them, distracting from them, and you don't feel like you can do that on your own, give me a call. I've done this work. I keep doing it all the time, and I help a lot of people through it. They have great success, and they're able to handle the hard parts in life easier because they're not so afraid of how it might make them feel. Do you have any questions about how to apply what I talked about today into your life? You can call and talk with me for free, and we can see how a coach can help you get out of your own way.